We are right in the middle of the recession. I would say we're about 55% through of it. And I got data to support it. So first, we're going to kick it off with Sherwin-Williams. They stopped all 401k contributions. And this is not the first time or the second time that they've done it. No, this is the third time that they're doing it. They did it during 2008, during COVID, and they're doing it again. So data shows us that it's about a year out till it's going to get back better. And they're going to do 401k contributions again. But why we're here today is that this is also an indicator. You see this lot here, and there is so many creators coming out and saying Toyota repo lots are full. They're looking at them, and we're going to watch a video here of hundreds upon hundreds of Toyotas that they're repoing. They're saying that there are thousands of dollars of car payment, $1,500, $700, $800, $900 car payments the norm now. And people during bad times like we're in today cannot afford it. So let's watch this video.
Toyota has the most repossessions in the country. I'm here at the auction in Toyota's repo lane, right? Every week it seems to be growing. This week there's 5,000 repossessions. The average car payment is $750 a month in America. How can people afford this? I see why they're giving up, right? That's a lot of money to spend on a car. That's before insurance. That's before you put gas in it. That's before you feed your kids. That's before you catch a flat tire. Like, this is absolutely crazy. Look at the cars that people are giving up. 2024 Camry, 30,000 miles. 2024 Toyota, I don't know what this is, but 10,000 miles. 2024 Corolla, 12,000 miles. They barely had this. They barely drove this. Look at all the repossessions. They're still covered under factory warranty. Can you still have hope in the country when you see things like this? This is sad. Toyota's the most reliable. It has the best residual value, but people can't maintain their car payments. Can you imagine spending $750 a month on a Corolla? Toyota's supposed to be affordable. It's supposed to be the car, the family car, the American dream. You buy a house with a white picket fence, you get a Toyota, it lasts you the rest of your life. But people can't afford the 6-7 year loan. They're giving up. This is a 2024 Forerunner. Sorry, my brain farted. At the auction, this is going to bring $40,000, right? It's a repossession. It's a 2024 with 26,000 miles. That means a retail customer is going to spend about $45,000. Payment on this is going to be close to $1,000 a month. $1,000 a month on a vehicle. That's before your insurance. Whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? Is it the customer's fault for buying something they can't afford? Is it the manufacturer's fault for making something they need but can't afford? It's the government's fault for the economy being in the tank and jobs not paying. This is absolutely crazy. Look, this is a Toyota Tundra. This is a $1,500 a month car payment. Repossessed. Repossessed. It's a 2024 with 14,000 miles. This is brand new, still covered under factory warranty. Look at this one. Oh my God, these are all so beautiful. But they couldn't afford it. This one had 8,000 miles. He didn't even have a chance to put gas in it before it got picked up. You think Toyota cares that your kids got sick or you got fired or you broke your leg and you're having some hard times? They don't care. They're a machine. They're going to come pick your cars up.
Asking whose fault is it that these cars getting repoed? Is it the manufacturer? Is it the consumer? And it is only the consumer's fault because nobody's holding a gun to your head and telling you, you got to buy any of these cars for these absurd amount of prices. If everybody stops buying, all of a sudden, prices have to come down or they got to change their strategies. But Americans love their cars. And I know what people are going to say. People are going to tell, oh, just make social media content. Become a YouTuber. Do all that on the side. And this is so dangerous. And I finally got some more videos of actually people starting to come out and saying that making content is actually dangerous. And when I'm looking at it, it is not that making content is dangerous for yourself, but it's going to hurt your future depending on how you do it. And most likely, even normal content will come and bite you back in the ass. So what am I talking about? So Ellie made a video a little while ago, and Ellie said she started off her career coming early, staying late. And people got so mad on TikTok that they found out where she worked. They claimed to be an employee of hers, and they claimed to have her telling employees to actually come early, leave late, and to not take any pay during that time. They got so mad that they went to all that length to do it. So legal got involved and HR got involved. And then they found out that she didn't even have a team that she was managing, and that was just how she did it. But they looked at it and they said, please stop posting. If you're gonna go viral or anything, and these people have found out where you worked, horrible idea. And I see people all my life everywhere saying, oh, this is never gonna happen to me. This never happened to me. We're all good. A guy made content in a dealership like this, said, oh, I sold a mom a truck or whatever it was, $10,000 over asking price, got fired for it. AMG Jared, if you're on the TikTok world, made content of a Mercedes dealership, and all of a sudden he comes out and he says, why? So let's watch this and have this be a lesson to you.
Here's what really happened at my dealership. Back in May, they gave me an ultimatum. Either I step away from social media, or I no longer have a job. Naturally, I did what any good car salesman would do. I found the root of the objection, and I negotiated. What was explained to me was the content that I was making at the store with other creators was not representing the dealership the way they wanted. At this point, I was under the understanding that me and another influencer were going to be given the same following option. I stressed that many of my viral videos generated lots of attention for the store, many leads, and were even favorites of many VIP clients of the dealership. From what I saw, they did not agree with that statement. So I offered to make much more serious content, and in exchange, I hoped that they would either support or compensate me in some way for the hundreds of leads that I was bringing in. The response that I received was that the leads that I generated not exclusively belonged to me, therefore I would not be compensated. On a side note, I was able to help many people who DM'd me or reached out to me directly via email, but people who reached out to the store in other means, I was not able to assist. I was also receiving private messages from customers that they reached out to work with me and were then subsequently paired with other people. It became clear that I was not going to be compensated for the leads I was generating. I then simply asked if I could just have all of the leads that I was generating. I was then told that 200 plus leads were too much for one person to handle, and I was not allowed the leads that I was generating. Obviously frustrated, I finally just asked, so you just don't want me promoting the store anymore? The following is the counter offer I received as I understood it. I could stay employed and keep using my account AMG Jared, but under these conditions. I would only be allowed to post at work. I could only post said video once a manager approved it. And I was also told that I'd have to let go of my talent agent and no longer do brand deals. From my understanding, the reason for this was because they did not want me making additional income that wasn't coming from the dealership. In summary, in order to have had stayed, I would have had to given up creative control of my social media. My response was I was not going to quit, and I was also not going to stop being myself. If they didn't like that, they'd just have to fire me. Well, let me know.
So as you've seen, AMG Jared, and he used to make a little satire content, and he made content about car buying process and everything, showcasing cars for the dealership. And it doesn't matter how much money you generate a business, because he was bringing in 200 leads, just him, free of charge, didn't even cost anything. But somebody above him did not like the content. And this is what I'm telling you guys. It doesn't matter if you're a salesperson in insurance and you're making good content, and somebody's going to be like, ooh, State Farm's in it, or Geico's in it, or Snap-on. Because when you're a Snap-on creator and everything else, Snap-on's like, ooh, this is tricky, this is dicey, let's not have that person represent us anymore. So content, to make content nowadays is so tricky. If you're in an employer and employee situation, you gotta read the social media guidelines for the company. But nowadays where it's like, oh, just make some content and go out there. If it goes viral and it portrays the wrong message, you're done. And then all of a sudden, all these other people on YouTube that have been saying, oh, you should just make a YouTube account, you should do this. All of a sudden, you become unhireable. And I do not want that for you. So make sure that if you're going to go out in the content world, if you're going to start posting about how to buy cars, how to do it, you do it in a manner that will actually keep your job, and you can then keep on going and not get fired because of it. Because the worst situation that you can get is you're going to make content, you're going to generate leads, but somebody higher up is going to say, you know what? This is not good. This is not what we want. And you're going to be done. So make sure that when you're going to make content and you're going to generate leads for your business, that they're actually appreciative. But if you're working for Ram, you're working for Dodge, you're working for Toyota, somebody high up at the Toyota headquarters might not like your content. And what they're going to say is, that guy's misusing our content, misusing our stuff. And this is not what we've intended to do. And all of a sudden, it trickles down and then it comes to you. So it doesn't matter if you're a tech executive or if you're a tech intern or a car salesman or anything else. Be very cautious, because what goes on the internet will never be deleted. If it's out there, you will then be able to view it down the road. And especially if it goes viral, it will get cross-posted, it will get stitched, it will get everything else under the sun. And then you're gonna have a whole bunch of people coming out against you or positively, and everybody's going to give their commentary about it. So make sure that you are within your guidelines if you're going to go down this road. But unless you own your own business like I do, and I can make kind of whatever content I want, I just gotta have to face the repercussion if I go viral. But yeah, all these cars here, $700-800 a month. And so if you're a car salesman, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna start social media, I'm gonna do all that. Make sure that you're either doing it from the account that that your company has, just, that RAM Dodge, and Jeep has, because then you have somewhat of a protection. They're not going to fire you. But if you're going to make content on your own as AMG Jared or as Rico or as, I don't know, Mazda Lover 102 or Ram 2500 enthusiast or whatever it is, and you're going to then make content goes viral, you're going to be in big, big trouble. And I've been telling you guys this for so long. Just going out there and making a social media platform and just start talking about all kinds of things is not always the easy way, because as you saw with AMG Jerry, they likely fired him. And it is just not pretty when you're going to lose your income because of it. And so you got to think twice. Is this something I want to do? Is this something that will benefit me long term? Because nowadays I see it through my comment section. I see it through the lens of a creator. I see that they're like, just make YouTube video, just make this or just do that, and life's gonna be okay. Life might not be okay. YouTube revenue's down across the board. You think when the economy's going down and everything else is not going great, that people have money to spend on ads to pay YouTube so much money that you're going to be, I'm going to make $2,000 a video. No, that's not the case. I think my most viral video that I made that got like 50,000 views made $122. This is not money that you can then say, you know what, I'm going to keep making video like this. That was a video that got like 50,000 views and it got like, I don't know how many thousand of watch hours, but that is hard to do. And I'm telling you, in order for you to do that consistently, that's $120 or $100 a day. So think about it. You make content and you get 50,000 views every time. That's $100 after taxes, after everything else. You made $100. You're better off working at Safeway for 8 hours, and you have the same amount of money. And they might even give you some benefits that YouTube does not. So making content or anything else is not the solution. Plus, that is a one-off. If I take some other of my other videos to average, I make about $12 a video or $10 a video. Is it nice? Yeah, it's nice. If my camera breaks, then I can get another one. If my computer has an issue, I can get another one. But yeah, most of the time, it's not worth it. It is a huge upfront cost. And now, let's say you want to do that. You want to become a content creator. And you're like, you know what? This is going to be the greatest thing in history, right? You're going to keep on going. And you're like, okay, you made a 50,000 view video. And so now you're hooked. And now you're chasing clout. You're chasing clicks. You're chasing your audience. And then it's going to be a dilemma. So it's better just to be you and just say, you know what? That was a one-off, but I'm going to post whatever I want and kind of have the audience follow you and and build your audience around what you're interested in, like cars, like all kinds of other stuff, because then you can start realizing like, hey, this might not be resonating with my audience, or my interest is also with cars, with boats, whatever it is. But you don't need to necessarily post about it. And so it is absolutely crazy when you're thinking about, I have an $800 car payment I need to make. Let me just start a YouTube today trying to make it. It's going to take you 2 years or a year or 8-9 months, depending on how much you have to allocate towards it, to then make some money from it. But let this be a lesson to you. We have a year and a half to go till the economy gets better. Don't make any sudden movements. Think about it and make sure that you're actually in a spot where you can actually capitalize on the opportunities you can. Because I'm going to show you another car dealer actually. And I wasn't going to do this, but he sees it. He sees it also in his industry. So let's watch this one.
Let's look up average repo rates. Based on payments.com, car repos hit levels unseen since 2008 financial crisis. Around 1.73 million cars were seized by lenders during 2024, Bloomberg News reported Wednesday on March 26, citing data from Cox Automotive. That was a 16% increase from 2023 and 43% from 2 years earlier. The last time car repos were at this level was in 2009, when the country was dealing with the fallout from the previous year financial crisis. Meanwhile, purchasing a car has become more costly, with Cox data showing that the average vehicle loan rate rose by 5 basis points to 10.16%. That was in March. We're now in August. So we're at 11.76%, the highest in 4 months, with the average monthly car payment coming to $748. I think the average monthly car payment now is close to $1,000 now. With that being said, knowing the repossession rates are going up, knowing interest rates aren't stabilizing and going down, knowing that you're not probably getting paid more, you have to start making better financial decisions. The reality is, guys, as a dealer in that office back there, I hear so many different types of situations. I hear what's going on in their personal life, what's going on in this, that, the third. A lot of times when you see people buy these things and they're boasting that, oh, this is from my success and whatnot, a lot of these people are lying, cheating, and doing everything they can to get their perceived image they want to uphold. And it is so stressful. They're coming to me a year later with they can't afford it. I have a repossession. I have this, I have that. And it's all to uphold an image. Stop comparing. These are lies. Most times you don't know what they got going on to uphold that image. Be more introspective, have some gratitude for what you have, and have an executable plan that is feasible and doable for you to get into the life you want. There's nothing wrong with having nice things, but too many times I see people make a very quick decision without really understanding the impact that it'll have on them long term. And 3 years down the road, 5 years down the road, when they want to buy a house for their family, they can't because they have this lingering repossession that they're trying to collect for the difference from the auction because they had $40,000 in negative equity. Have some mental stability, and all of these will affect every realm of your life.
So I've been showing you guys this YouTube creator quite some time because he makes pretty decent content where he says that just because during COVID you were balling, you were having cards on tour, or you were making money, doesn't mean that you're making money today and coming up here. So be a little wise when you're going to go into the finance office of this car dealership or any other. And is my income going to be going up, or is it going to be down? And be realistic. Look at the economy. Look at your friends. How many of your friends are unemployed? How many of your friends are balling? How many 5 closest friends you hang out with? Or what are they doing? Are 2 of them unemployed? Are they getting promotions? Are they in the industry where it's just booming like crazy and they're getting job offers 20% higher or something else? So make sure that when you're going to make decisions like this that are 40, 30, $60,000 decisions, that you don't just take them lightly, because as you've seen, you can't just bring them back the other day and say, you know what, I don't want them. It's going to have repercussion with repos, with credit. It's going to affect your job, because if you're not going to get a job because of the repo you done or the repo you got on your credit report, and then they're like, oh man, I can't get a job at a bank because now my credit score sucks, that is your fault. You leveraged yourself into a nicer car, into something nicer, and you couldn't afford it. And I've seen it all the time. People reach out to me and say, oh, they just pulled a credit. They pulled a credit on my, they did a credit report on me, and now I can't work there. Everything was good, but then my credit's shitty, so they're not gonna let me, work there. And so now, is this your fault, or is this somebody else's fault because of your situation you were in and everything else? Because you went out and leveraged your credit. You went out and did all this. So make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into. Because at the end of the day, if you drive a 2000 Toyota Prius to work, or a 2025 Rolls Royce, you're still going to work, you're still doing the same thing. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you drive. It just matters that you get there safely and you can get to do whatever you need to do for your lifestyle. If you need a truck, you can get a truck, but you don't need to go out and buy one of these fancy 2,500 dualies that cost $100,000 when you're making 30 grand a year. So let this be a little advice for you, and let this be some reasoning. If you're going to go out and you're going to buy a car and you're going to go spend a lot of money on something that you think is going to be nice, but then comes to find out later, a year down the road, this was a mess I gotten into. I got upsold. I got all this other stuff. So yeah, let this be a lesson. And all these people most likely here work at that car dealership. So yeah, this is what these people drive. They drive $100,000 trucks. They do, yeah. So let this be a lesson of what you want to do, where you want to go. Design it. Spend $20 on AI, on GPT. Upload your financial statement. See, is this something that I can afford? Is this something that I want to do? Is this something that's going to bring me where I want to go? But people do it for the flashiness. People do it for Instagram, the highlight reels. And they say, you know what? I deserve a Porsche. I deserve this. I deserve that, for whatever. And the longer you reason with yourself, the more it's going to make sense to you. But that doesn't mean it's necessarily reality. So let me know what you guys think about all this. What are you seeing going on in your market? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And if you haven't, please like and subscribe.